I'm sure this will inspire everyone. James, have a look at this. Some of the other vehicles managed to find a young leopard cub in a tree, and this leopard cub belongs to a female leopard who is on the other side of the tree. Now, this is not Karula. Have a look at that. See that female draped over the branches? Isn't that incredible? Now, I understand that this female leopard is Thandi, who, if I'm not mistaken, is Karula's cub, her oldest cub. Is it not? I stand to correction, but I think so. I think I heard James say something about that the other day. Isn't she beautiful? Now, this is a perfect leopard pose. It's not often you do get leopard lying in trees like this. People do think that they do it regularly, but it's not always the case. But these young leopards are enjoying this tree, and they've got a perfect spot for it. Wonderful branches, large branches. This is very special. I'm so happy. I'm so excited. Just keeping my voice low because I don't want to disturb them. Even though they seem fairly relaxed. Oh, look at that. Now, I'm not sure if some of you could perhaps help me here, because this is the first time I've seen these leopards. So, is this cub a young male or female? I must be honest, it looks like a young female to me, but maybe you can give me some tips on them, or give me the answer. Those of you who have seen these leopards before, do you know who or what Thandi's cub is? Oh, look at that. That is very special. Those beautiful eyes peering over the branch. Is incredible. Now, as I said, leopards, they do climb trees incredibly well, and they do lie up in trees. Now, Liz, you say, thank you very much. You say it's a young male. That is the cub of Thandi, so thank you very much, Liz. All right, so it looks like it's still fairly young. It looks like it's probably 4 or 5 months, maybe 6 months old. I'm not sure. And again, I can only see the head, so it's difficult to tell. I can't see the body. And as I was saying, leopards do climb trees very well, and they do lie in the branches of trees, but not that often. We've seen leopards many times lying on the ground because it is generally more comfortable for them. However, you do get times where they climb up into the trees, maybe to get away from flies. Also, if it's very hot, there's probably a nice cool breeze blowing through the trees, and this is just a wonderful spot for them. That is really incredible. This is beautiful. I'm going to sit here for a little bit and see if they move around. And while I do that, oh, hang on, the female's got her head up. Let's quickly have a look at the female. She had her head up. What's she doing? There she is. Look at that. Let's just see. She's sharpening her claws. Look, everyone. Is she sharpening her claws or cleaning her claws a little bit? Just scratching on the tree. I'll just put her head down again. All right, I'm going to sit and watch them for a while. This really is a special sighting. Let's quickly head back to James with his butterfly, and then we'll come back. You'll come back to us shortly. I am indeed still with this beautiful leopard and her cub. I'm so glad you get to see her. This is incredible. This really is amazing. What a wonderful sighting. Sure. They've been resting in the tree. There's beautiful golden light on them. That cub especially. And I wonder, again, I think they're up in the tree purely because they're they're trying to get out of or away from the flies, possibly. There are a lot of flies at the moment, and I think because of the rain that we had, and there's possibly a nice cool breeze up there, even though it is a cool afternoon. It's not hot at all. But again, they're wild animals. You never know why they do it. They just do it sometimes. I'm so glad that that you got to see this with us. This really is, I'm so excited because this is the first time I've seen them. Now, David, you say how come Thandi's cub doesn't have a name? Now, David, I don't know if they've looked at naming him yet. I don't know. I haven't heard of a name. The thing is, we need to. It takes a bit of time, and to be honest, I don't know who names them. It's going to have to take a decision from most of the properties and the guides in the area, and that. I'm not sure, and I know some of you have watched me a few times. You know I'm not a big fan of naming the animals, so maybe I'm not the right person to ask. I do know it is nice to know which leopards we have in the territory and the area, and it is nice to know the lineage, where they come from, and how they fit in to the area. But I still believe there's a little bit of wilderness we need to keep hold of. These are wild animals; they're not pets. So that is my opinion, though. And I mean, like I said, I've worked in areas, we know the names of leopards, we follow them, and it is for our benefit because we then know more or less which leopards are mating with who and what's going on. But usually we would refer to them based on their territory that they hold, rather than giving them actual names. But every place is different, and obviously for Safari Live it's nice because you get to see these animals on a more regular basis. You know, for some guests coming out on safari, they'll see a leopard once or twice, if they're lucky, and they'll probably never see it again. With our viewers, you're very fortunate; you get to see different leopards on a regular basis. Look at that! That is an incredible photograph. Hey, wow, that is wonderful. Can't see what's in his mouth. I'm going to try look. I think it's just playing with the bark. Rian can see it a bit clearer than I can. I thought you were barking at the back there for a second, Rian. Give me a second. Sorry, I'll move in here. Okay. Just trying to make some space for some other people that are coming into the sighting. Right now, Taylor's going to be heading back to the camp. Is starting to get a bit dark, or the sun's setting. Let's quickly go say goodbye to her. I think she just lost picture for a second. She's maybe crossing through a little drainage line, perhaps. Well, that's all right. You just get to spend more time with us and the leopard. I can actually see that it's a young cub now. A young male, sorry, not a young cub. But it's a young male, just judging by the tail hanging over the edge. And you can see, as a tracker I used to work with often said, you can see the cooler box at the back. And he was obviously referring to the young male's genitalia that you can see with leopards, just under the tail. There's some doves that just landed in the tree, and that caught the attention of this young cub. Now, you must remember, these young leopards are very curious, very, very curious, and a bird for a young leopard is something wonderful to attract their attention. That female has settled down very, very nicely at the moment. She's still just off to the right of the tree. Like I said, it's interesting because it is quite cool. So, Laura, you say this cub is so photogenic. It is, although I must be honest, I have not met a leopard that isn't photogenic. I think they're all very, very beautiful animals. Exquisite cats. And in this dappled light that we've got at the moment, and a bit of golden on their coat, golden sunlight breaking through the trees. There we go. The doves got the attention of the cub again. Really is amazing. As I was saying, I don't know why they've decided to go and climb up into this tree. Purely just because maybe she's teaching the cub to lie up in the tree a little bit. You never know, because it's not hot. It's definitely not to stay cool. It's a lovely temperature, cool temperature. Okay, now I'm going to sit here a little bit longer, but James has got something beautiful he'd like to show you. They aren't just playing around, but look at this. This cub is now biting some bark and very, very playful at the moment. It looks almost restless. You can imagine, just like anything that's young, very curious, inquisitive, and it's very playful. It's wonderful to see. This is such a special sighting. I'm so glad that you are with us and that you can view this with us. Hope you're all enjoying it. I'm sure you are. Now, I remember seeing, not too long ago, towards the end of last year, there was that footage of Thandi with her cub, that she went and attacked a black mamba that had bitten a brown snake eagle. I didn't see it, I just saw the footage, as I said, but isn't that incredible? Look at that, focused on its mother. I think he's just peering across the tree. Now, this tree, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's a large albizia. And that's what this tree is. I think, yes, I think so. I'm just trying to see if... Sorry, I might just have to move if this vehicle is coming out. Are you coming out? Just give me a second, everyone. Just going to make space so this other vehicle can move out. I've just repositioned slightly. And you can see the female quite nicely from this angle. She's still lying up in the tree. She doesn't look like she's interested in moving at all. The little cub. We can't really see the cub from this angle now. Just actually, there's the tail. You can see it hiding behind the branch there. Oh, we've had such a wonderful, wonderful sighting of them. To see an eye through the bark. Well done, Rian. Look at that. Lovely. Now, there are a few other people that are very interested in coming to see this wonderful sighting, and we've been very fortunate to view them. And I think we're going to give someone else a chance to come and enjoy them while they're up in the tree. So we're going to move on. What a wonderful sighting. Hey, wasn't that fantastic? Lovely to see them. So I think we'll leave them now, give everyone else a chance, and hopefully they enjoy it as much as we did. I'm sure they will.